Hello students and welcome to another science online class. This is video number 13 for the topic naming of compounds. Now, let's talk about rules for using prefixes with covalent compounds. So, first rule is prefixes are only for covalent compounds. Rule number 2, the prefix mono is never used on the first element of a binary covalent compound. Without a prefix, it is assumed that there is only one. So, let's have an example. PCl3 is phosphorus trichloride and not monophosphorus trichloride. So, mali yun. Ayan. Remove the O and A from a prefix before adding it to oxide. Another example is N2O4 is it's nitrogen tetroxide and not nitrogen tetraoxide. So, mali yun, slash. Now, let's determine if a compound is ionic or covalent. Okay, so what elements do ionic compounds contain? Again, ionic compounds contain a metal and non-metal. So, as you can see dito sa periodic table, non-metals are located in this part, dito sa left side ng periodic table, while metals are located in this part of the periodic table. So, what elements do covalent compounds contain? Covalent compounds contain only non-metals. Now, let's have an exercises. Decide whether the compounds on your notes are ionic or covalent. SRO. It's ionic compound. N2O4. Okay. NCl3 is covalent. How about AF? Ionic. AgCl. Ionic. N2O4. Covalent. CBr3. Covalent. AlCl3. Ionic. NaNO3. Ionic. CaF2. Ionic. IF7. Covalent. CO or carbon monoxide. Covalent. Fe2O3. Ionic. So, once you decide if a compound is ionic or covalent, you know whether or not to use prefixes. So, only covalent compounds use prefixes. Do not make the mistake of using prefixes with ionic compounds. You will be forced to decide between answer choices with and without prefixes on your exam. Know the difference, please. So, what are the steps for naming a compound? First, decide if the compound is ionic or covalent. Step 2, write the name of the first element as it appears on the periodic table. Change the name of the second element to end with IDE. Yeah, so ionic compounds are finished at this point. If and only if the compound is covalent, add prefixes. So remember, if a polyatomic ions appear in an ionic compound, simply use the name of the ion as it appears in the table of polyatomic ions. So, number 1, NH4Cl is ammonium chloride. Number 2, MgSO3 is magnesium sulfite. CaNO2, open and open and close parenthesis 2 is calcium nitrite, and KOH is potassium hydroxide.